Hello my friends, in today's video I would like to share my experiences with camera and lens combination that I have used the most in 2017, which is Sony A6500 and Sigma 18-35mm F1.8 DC HSM Art series with Sigma MC-11 adapter. So we will take a look at how this combination performs together, how does the autofocus work, what picture quality you can get using this combination, how is the handling, and also what are some of the limitations of this combination. Next week I will finally make a review of Sigma 16mm F1.4, so stay tuned for that one. Sigma 18-35mm F1.8 is quite unique offering. It is a very interesting package. No other manufacturer makes anything similar to this lens. It provides image quality that is unprecedented among zoom lenses for crop sensor cameras. It is known to be extremely sharp, but it is also excellent in other optical characteristics, especially contrast and color reproduction. And it combines that with very wide f1.8 aperture, which also makes it very suitable if you want shallow depth of field with great looking bokeh, and also for shooting in low light. As I have showed in the original review of this lens, I will link that in the description, it is razor sharp right from f1.8 to f8 or even f11, and the sharpness is also uniform across the whole focal range. When you combine that with great 24-megapixel APS-C sensor in my favorite camera for shooting both stills and video, the Sony A6500, the results in terms of image quality are excellent. As I have said many times before, I'm a big fan of Sony's 24-megapixel sensor. 24-megapixel is ideal resolution for my work. The dynamic range is excellent at 14 stops. ISO performance is really good as well. It is very good up to ISO 3200 or even 6400 with some noise reduction. A6500 also has some tricks when it comes to shooting video. It outputs 4K video, but it actually shoots the video in 6K and it downscales it to 4K. That means that the amount of detail that it captures is significantly better than 4K from cameras that just crop sensor to shoot 4K. So in terms of pure sharpness, it actually beats Panasonic GH5 or Canon 1DX Mark II, for example. That unfortunately comes at a price of rolling shutter effect, which can be removed in post, but it demands a lot of computing power. A6500 also has in-body image stabilization, which helps a lot while shooting handheld, and it makes this combination much more all-round usable. I've also made a video about custom picture profile that I use to shoot video on Sony A6500 and how I color grade the footage, so you can take a look at that if you're interested. Since the Sigma 18-35 f1.8 is designed for DSLRs, not for mirrorless cameras, on A6500 you need to use it with adapter. The best adapter for this combination in my opinion is Sigma MC-11. Build quality of this adapter is very good. It is fully made of metal. It is lined with matte fabric on the inside to prevent reflections. Unfortunately, it is not weather sealed, but it has USB port for firmware updates. It makes it possible to mount lenses with Canon EF mount on Sony E mount cameras, and if you use it with compatible lenses, Sigma promises full functionality. It will still work with lenses that are not compatible, like lenses made by Canon, and the autofocus in stills will work pretty well, but some functions like autofocus continuous in video or eye autofocus may not work. Sigma 18-35mm is fully compatible, so all of that features work on A6500, including the continuous autofocus in video, and it works really well. It may not be as fast as with native Sony lens, but focus transitions look very natural and it is very reliable. Last week I was making an unboxing video for my second channel where I was unboxing wristwatch, which is a very difficult scene for autofocus, and it performed very well in that challenging situation. Even though that I was using wide focus area, it was always able to figure out where to focus. I will also link that in the description, so you can take a look at that as autofocus sample video. In other difficult situations, even at f1.8, it always works well. I've personally never had any issues with autofocus on this combination. One disadvantage of MC-11 adapter is that it doesn't work with Canon EFS lenses made for APS-C sensors. I mostly use this combination for product photography and for video reviews on this channel and on my second channel about wristwatches. And when shooting wristwatches, the gear definitely matters because it is necessary to capture the detail, because that is what those higher end wristwatches are about. And I found this combination to be ideal for that. The minimal focusing distance is also sufficient, although it is definitely not a macro lens. Also, the build quality of 18-35 is excellent. Both zoom and focus ring are very smooth with the right amount of resistance, so this lens is highly suitable for manual focusing and zooming in video. There is an autofocus switch on the lens. The only thing that I miss in terms of build is weather sealing, especially for landscape shooting. So as you can probably tell, I like this lens a lot, but it also has some limitations, so let's take a look at those. First of all, the focusing motor is pretty loud. It is constantly doing something, and even though you can't see it in the picture, you can always hear it. So recording audio with internal mic or shotgun mic while using autofocus is not possible with this lens. On A6500 with MC-11, it is not the best combination in terms of ergonomics and handling. A6500 is very small and lightweight camera, and 18-35 is pretty heavy lens, but that is alright considering that fast aperture and zoom range. So while shooting handheld, you can hold it by the lens, but the balance isn't very good. And also while using it on a tripod, it is very front heavy, and MC-11 adapter does not have 1/4 inch mount, so it is pretty difficult to balance. Also, the focal range of 18-35mm or full frame equivalent of 27-52.5mm is rather short, so that probably won't be sufficient for all-round lens. So to sum up, Sony A6500 with Sigma 18-35mm F1.8 and Sigma MC-11 is my most favorite combination for product photography, product reviews and landscape shooting. This combination works really well together. Sharpness and optical qualities of 18-35 make it possible to fully utilize potential of great 24-megapixel sensor in Sony A6500. In-body image stabilization makes this combination more all-round usable. Autofocus with MC-11 works very well, but this combination has some limitations like handling, loud focusing motor, short focal range and lack of weather sealing, so keep that in mind as well. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope that you liked this video and that you found it to be useful. Stay tuned for the review of Sigma 16mm f1.4 and maybe consider subscribing if you don't want to miss my future content. I appreciate your feedback in form of thumbs up or thumbs down. If you would like to ask anything or share your opinion, please do so in the comment section, and see you next time.